One Piece chapter 1106 is here, and we got a lot to talk about. Look, usually we like to keep the videos nice and concise around here, but man, this chapter is crazy. Like, you know what, let's just get into it. So the chapter starts out with our guy, the biggest boy Luffy, deciding he needs to stop eating and lock in, which means Gear 5 time. But before we get to that, we get to see Appleman and his genius plan of making Kuma and all the artificial Kumas listen to Bonnie's orders even above the Gorosei. And look, I predicted this. Like, it was kind of obvious though, but still, there was no way Vegapunk was given Saturn top dog position over Kuma. Also, like Vegapunk said, it would be tough as hell to watch Kuma absolutely eviscerate his own daughter, especially after the Jenny incident. But this action had its consequences, and I do hate to say it, but Vegapunk, welcome to the Donut Club, buddy. Would you like that frosted or sprinkled? I would say RIP, but to be honest, it's One Piece, so he could still be alive. I will say though, that giant spider leg through his chest ain't looking too promising. But now that I got some stuff I predicted right, I am ready to admit I was probably wrong about Kizaru. Cause Kizaru, you are a whole ass bitch, bro. I never thought Unky Kizaru, one of the Marine Admirals, could be such a pussy. No way is bro gonna justify killing Bonnie, a child, by saying, "Don't worry, Bonnie, this won't hurt." What kind of lame ass excuse is that? And first off, how the hell is that not gonna hurt? You are about to slice her in half with a laser beam sword. There is no shot that isn't gonna hurt. Let me calm down though, because thankfully plot armor kicks in and Luffy comes in just at the nick of time to absolutely bonk this imbecile into the dirt. Which, by the way, I may be wrong, but isn't this the first time Gear 5 Luffy has used Haki? Cause low-key, that's a huge buff. Luffy just straight up laid out an Admiral with a single punch. And after Bonnie sees this, and as Luffy does his iconic Joy Boy pose, Bonnie and Vegapunk both finally realize that Luffy is indeed the Sun God. And I'm not gonna lie, this panel was so fire, but something else pretty fire happens, because while Luffy is going Goofy Goober Gear 5 mode, we see the giant metal robot thing finally move. And this basically confirms the theory that this robot is powered by Gear 5 energy in some kind of way. But before we move on to the craziest part of this chapter, I'ma need to ask y'all a favor. If you are liking this video so far, please subscribe to the channel. We review every chapter and blah blah. Yeah, I'ma quit yapping, just subscribe. Please. Anyway, we are finally here for what we have all been wondering for an entire week. Who is showing up to Egghead to save the Straw Hat crew? Dory and Broggy have arrived on Egghead. Yeah, look, I'm sorry bro, but Saint Saturn is cooked. I do not care how strong he is. Bro gotta go against two god tier level giants and a Martin Luther King freedom robot. He stands no chance. And I feel like some people be sleeping on Dory and Broggy, and I'm saying it now. They are in the top 10 discussion. These are two giants who were training for 100 years and were already considered legends before that training. They are overpowered. Also, I gotta mention how awesome it is that Dory and Broggy are the ones who came to help them. Like, that is so dope. If y'all seen my last video, you might know that I thought it was going to be the Straw Hat Grand Fleet who would come help, or more specifically, the giant Harudin. But this makes a lot more sense, especially since we know the giants worship the Sun God, and speaking of which, we now know that Dory and Broggy know that Luffy is the Sun God, which in turn basically means that Shanks is confirmed to know this as well. Now, we don't know for sure if Shanks knew this all along or was just told by the giants, but I have a strong feeling he knew. And I will be making a theory video about that later on this week because it's kind of interesting, so if you are curious about Shanks' motives, subscribe for that. But hey, that's it for the video. Let me know how y'all felt in the comments, and also comment what island you think is next, because in my opinion, Elbaf is still not guaranteed. Anyway, like the vid, sub, appreciate y'all, deuces.